Hey, word on the street, I'm a suspect. Hanging with the killers in the projects. Taylor want a barrel, keep quiet. Catch a nigga slipping from behind. OG Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson. Put nigga out like an outbreak. Chopper start, so make the house shake. Nigga sweeter than a pound case. Eyes on your chin, better watch what your mouth say. With the footballs, got a nigga tripping. Fuck it, nigga keep sipping. AK, the beam on it. Clip sold on like a lean on it. My nigga like behind ball. Move 100 pounds for a nigga beat the charge. Jack down till it play muscle. If a nigga try to rob, fucking hit him with them. Word on the street, I'm a suspect. Hanging with the killers in the projects. They don't want a barrel, keep quiet. Catch a nigga slipping from behind. OG Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson. 100 bands on your head, get the job done. Throw it up, nigga, where you from? Whole hood hot, cause your nigga hitting licks. Ain't made a meal yet, but he still nigga rich. Stick on my, stick on my, stick on. How you want it, nigga? Full of the semi. Looking for the cash, searching for the bag. Young nigga wildin', throwing up flag. Shooters on the roof with a scope. Money make 'em.
If I could find the button. Hello. How is everybody doing? Let me know if you can hear me okay, because I'll start talking and then y'all go, oh, we can't hear nothing. Ruin my whole vibe. Talking about y'all can't hear nothing. And I was saying good stuff. Let me know if you can hear me, please. Thank you guys so much for being here. Lord, we got so much to talk about. My nerves bad. Like it is a whole lot going on in this show. Let me say what's up while we get some more people in here. And before I bring out my guest, look at me trying to have a guest. Just one. I'm starting. Getting myself together. Let's see. Definitely ready to hear your opinion on this. LOL. Absolutely. I want to hear my own opinion because I haven't even just full on, collected. I don't practice nothing. I just get on here. Let's see. This show is a sinister, heartbreaking, delicious bite of our modern reality. I couldn't love this show more if I tried. All right, we're going to get a whole lot of opinions in here. Yes, what is up? Hello, Nita. Let's see. Hey, how you doing? Monique 69 Ways. Hi. Hello, Damien. Let's see. Hi. Sounds great. That is awesome. Yeah, that's what I love to hear. Nicole, you made it. Hello, Nicole. Equalizer, always here. Thank you so much. The Lady Struggles, always a pleasure. So much to cover. If you have entered and you have not hit that like button, don't play. Like, yeah, y'all know for YouTube not gonna help us. If we want some people to get in here and talk mess with us, we have to hit the like button to let them know we are going live. But before I dive into anything, I have to introduce my guest, and I could not be more excited to. I'm so excited to talk with her. Let's see, you guys. I need that intro from Summertime. You know, when Summertime by Will Smith and DJ Jazzy Jeff about to start and it goes, drums, please. I need a sound bite. I'm gonna fix stuff one day. But until I do that, hello.
Hey, how you doing, Tyra?
Oh my gosh, I am so awesome. I am so happy
Great.
that you are here. Like,
Me too.
introduce yourself to the people, Nita. Anybody new here, new to her? Like, she does beautiful. I can only say so much because I watch her often. But introduce yourself to the people who just got in here, and I'm gonna put your link in the chat to let them know to come and check you out.
All right. So I'm Nita the Diva. I started my page, a channel, some time ago, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and I got my first big break with Lamont Tyson. Y'all might know him. He covers Power. And that is where I kind of got my footing and start, collaborating with different people, people that we just call family. Oh, after a while, after collaborating and talking and stuff like that, people become family. So, yeah, so I talk about a little bit of everything. I do TVs, movies, all that good stuff. So, yeah, come on by.
Come on by, like, subscribe, share it with a friend. Tell people to support your black folks. Now, come on.
Right.
Now, I am like, I don't really even have any words for this show. I regrouped, watched both episodes again before we got here just to have a little clarity, and I still don't have any. Like,
Right, right. We're on the same page with that.
right? Well, just to give like a little rundown for anybody who doesn't know the history of this show, I knew about Idol way beforehand for all of the wrong reasons. You heard everything about, things happening in posts, pushbacks, delays, rewrites. Originally, this show was spearheaded by a woman, The Weeknd. He has always been attached, but she had a whole different narrative for this show. This show was supposed to be about a young lady, pop star, being preyed on by this whoever in the industry, what we see a whole lot of now, and her just kind of trying to take back agency over her life and over her career.
Right.
Weekend felt like it was too much of a female narrative, and he swiped all of that and brung on Sam Levinson. If you guys know anything about him, and if you've ever seen Euphoria, then you already know what is up with that. I reviewed the last season of Euphoria and I watched both, so he is prone to a little nudity and
Yes.
just different subject matter. It's really hard, but with this show coming out, all you hear is cringe, pretentious, exploitation. Personally, so far, before we jump in, how do you feel about this show?
I'm still on the fence. I haven't been won over. I kind of think episode 2 kind of drew me in a little bit more. It made me intrigued. So at first I was just like, oh my God, what is all the hoopla? Like when I saw the first episode, I was just kind of like, yeah, y'all, I'm not understanding what's going on here. But yeah, no, I'm here for it. I hate that you said that it had too much of the female gaze, and I'm like, aren't we telling the story about a female? I mean, a woman rather, not a female.
Yeah.
So I'm, and now it feels like it's more of the male gaze. So
yes,
definitely
that's what The Weeknd wanted. It's like, he said, I need more me. She's not writing it to give me more me. Let me bring on someone like Sam. And
Right.
Sam Levinson, the show was pretty much done. She had shot all of her episodes. They literally threw all of their work away and started from scratch with another vision. I'm really curious to see what that would have been like. But, hey, this is what we got.
Right.
Personally, when I say like pretentious, cringy, the exploitation, the nudity, like the show is very much so all of that and then some.
Mhm.
I'm still intrigued. The show is very problematic. There are so many things that I don't like, but it's not enough to make me stop watching it. It's like so bad it's good kind of territory, but
Yeah.
not in the best way, because Lord, it needs work. And just like you, I was waiting like, this first episode. Then you got into the second one and it's just like, and then you get into everything else, child. But let's go ahead and get started on this show, because I wasn't ready. But when we get into things and we start here with Lily Rose Depp, I really like her as an actress.
She's the bomb.
I was getting into my body because it gave me the same feelings I got when I watched Blonde. And the actress who was playing Marilyn Monroe, and you're like, she's doing such a good job, but it's like, I just hate seeing her in this position. There's just so many things that it's not required for the role. But even getting into initially meeting her and reframing her face, and you see Mama go through a vast of emotions, taking pictures for her album cover, I believe, and she literally cries at the drop of a dime. Like, it was like that. And then when you get it, I'm like, oh, this is, a really vulnerable side. She's pulling from some real emotion, and you see her with the hospital bracelet on. It's just like, but how did you feel about us opening up with this and her just being so vulnerable?
Right. I think the men probably was focusing more on the posing and the body movements, but I just like straight for the face.
Yeah.
She was serving all of the emotion. She was going through the range of emotions. I said, girl, you better come on and act like you Johnny Depp's daughter.
Yes.
You better come on.
Oh
So yeah,
man.
I was very impressed. Like when I saw that, I was like, okay. So we dealing with somebody that got a little something. We gonna see where this goes. But yeah, I was impressed.
Yeah, but the even outside of that, even though I think my because I'm all my favorite things with films, I love me some good character building. There's absolutely none here. In the beginning, they
Right,
throw us directly into this episode and we don't know anything about anybody. And I
right.
understand with certain characters, there's a mystery and a lore, especially when we get into the weekend. But just to establish some things. I hate the fact that I had to go to Google and Wikipedia to figure out everybody's role and really who they are and what they do.
Exactly.
they
Exactly.
really are being heavy-handed. Just I'm like, if y'all we could have skipped this whole episode and y'all could have just said at the bottom, nobody cares about her. She's a product, it's about the money, and we could have just skipped all of this because that's pretty much what we are doing. And with this being an hour-long episode and us spending so much time in this one location, I felt like we could have gotten into more. Of course, with this being Sam Livingston, this is a style over substance situation. Like everything looks
Yeah.
good. The show looks wonderful, but when we get into these three characters, how did you feel about them? I know for myself, I really actually enjoyed the fact that I believe her name is Nikki here, and
Mhm,
she's child who she's one of the managers. Child, she I think she's a part of the record label. I
mhm.
kind of like that because even when you see the three of the dynamic here and you see two men, you're like, oh, you're gonna have the woman here. She's probably gonna be an ally. She's probably gonna say, hey girl, you probably don't need your tatas out on
No.
this album cover, cover up. But no, we gear to her and she's saying stuff like mental illness is sexy. Like, oh, she's not an ally. Okay,
Yeah,
she's in the boat with everybody else.
yeah, yeah.
But how
She's
did you feel about, this dynamic here and them just kind of throwing us into these characters?
yeah, she's all about the exploitation. She's about getting the job done. The thing was when she said mental illness is sexy, now that hospital band
Yeah.
kind of like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, that's why she has it on. I'm like, because usually when I get out the hospital, I take it off like immediately. Like, why is she in a video or a photo shoot with the bracelet?
Yeah.
So yeah, so she looks like to me she's gonna be the shark.
Oh, definitely. She she is the shark. But when we get into these conversations, and I think we have kind of this set coordinator here going, girl, we gonna get into her because I got some things to say about her character. I really do because I'm this a part of the things I don't like. But when we get into Mama trying to have her tatas out on the front of this album cover, it's like, no, man, we can't do that. If you do want to do something like that, there are, certain things that need to be signed first. We need to, certain agencies like this is, in protection for you. And you have her saying things like, is this not my house? Is this not my body? Which I love also all of these things going on in her home. It doesn't even feel like her home. It feels like she has no privacy and she's just
Right.
simply a product. But she has no problem with bearing all, and everybody's just really frustrated with him to the point that we lock him in a closet to make sure she can do whatever she wants to do. how,
Right.
how did you feel about, because we see this with her character multiple times of her kind of saying, I guess, shocking things to me to go like, I don't care, it's my body. It's supposed to be kind of righteous for her and her taking autonomy over her own body. Like I don't I didn't feel that. I felt like she was just trying to, everything with her to me so far feels like a facade and she is
Mm.
actually not okay. And I thought that this was just her pushing the envelope to make everyone think she's okay and she's actually not comfortable with any of
Oh,
this. Mm.
okay.
But how did you feel about it?
Okay. I mean, that's an interesting take on that. I
Mm.
just thought that she was one of those ones where um all the decisions were made on her behalf. Like she didn't, her creativity was stifled and stuff like that. And so I felt like she was just trying to like I'm like just like you said, I'm okay, and trying to, assert herself. But you know, I I think this is what that plays into where the Weeknd's character comes in. So
Yeah. Oh
it, it's,
Lord.
it's gonna it's gonna come together.
I can't wait to talk about his ass. 'Cause, oh, but we meet, a host of characters. Everybody's either in management or some type of team behind her, but everybody just seems like a handler.
Mm-hmm.
We of course find out that let me get this together. Jocelyn had a little come on over baby on her face in a photo. She had a little Christina Aguilera on her face, and it has went viral. And we have this photo shoot happening, just not even photo shoot, it's a whole host of things happening. There's
Right.
choreography that needs to be learned, and everybody is trying to keep it a secret from her so she could just focus on work. How do you feel about this best friend character here? Because when I looked, what you could tell, it says best friend and assistant,
Assistant.
but it's just like I'm
It's giving a tinge of jealousy. Single white female. Like, I don't know. I don't know. The jury's still out on her, so
I got like I hated how much pressure they were putting on her in this
Mhm.
episode. Like, well, who's this? Like, how I'm supposed to know who put confetti on her face? How am I supposed to know whose that is? I'm not, there's so much pressure for her to not only be the best friend, but be the handler and know everything. It's like she is supposed to
Yeah,
rein her back in.
that's true.
And it just says a whole lot that even though we do have her here as the best friend, she says that she's known her for years. Who you are and what you are afforded is still depending on me and my celebrity. So it's also, given a sense of using a little bit. But I was like, y'all putting a whole lot of pressure on the girl. It's like, I don't know. It's a revolving door around here. How am I supposed to know who this belongs to?
Right.
But even this guy here, child, I was like, what? The Wikipedia says he is the creative director. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, you kind of get more into that with episode 2, but with them not establishing, everybody has like a little sprinkle of dialogue here. It
Right.
feels like we were dropped kind of into a filler episodes and, maybe two, like, no, this is the first episode and it really doesn't feel like one. But once again, I believe that he is also a friend. And these people who, we can only go so far with trying to reel her in or stop anything, because if we stop her bag, I'm stopping my own. So I can only do
Exactly.
so much. So she is literally surrounded by people who are using her. Like, look, it was just a show. You talking about she's the shark. Everybody was a shark. Even when we
Right.
get into the management here with his back turn, I love the fact that he is the one, speaking up, saying, mental illness. Do we really want to convey this message? Is this really okay? But at the same time, if she wants to expose herself on the album cover and we can, sell a little bit more, I'm willing to do that. So much so that I am willing to lock someone in a closet. So whereas, he, for the most part, with this episode and the second one, he comes off as an ally and really in supportive. He's not as much as a shark, but you're
Right.
just as hungry as everyone else. And the bottom line is the money.
Right.
But yeah, how'd you feel about them trying to keep her phone away from her and just having her focus? Like, I didn't feel like it was a strong first episode at all. And there was so much of just the same kind of ring around the rosy narrative that I felt like we could have gotten more, and it didn't leave me wanting more going into the next episode.
Right. I feel the same way. Like I said, the first episode was kind of lackluster for me.
Mhm.
How do I feel about I actually feel sorry for her. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good word.
I'm just like, girl, who is giving me a little bit of Britney
A
Spears.
whole lot of Britney.
Yeah. So
That goes back into, I'm sorry to cut you off,
no,
into the creation of the show. When the show was even brought up, Britney was attached. She signed on to be a part of this show. She was going to be in the show. So that's why you're getting, so much pop star and all this, all the choreography is giving staccato Britney. All
yes.
she was a snake outside, and it would have been giving Britney Spears. Even when we're getting into the style of music and just everybody, using her. Britney was attached, but when they kind of started from scratch and she got into what they were, trying to do, she decided to walk away. Britney was going to be a part of the show.
Right.
So
Right.
they're still kind of using what looks to be a whole lot of Britney's narrative, but make sure y'all go subscribe. But it's, surrounded this character, and even the lead here, she was, I think, at a table speaking, and she's like, oh no, this isn't based on anybody. This is Britney's story. This is Britney's story with a dose of a couple of other things in there.
Right.
Even when we get into people like this is we were just dropping meeting person after person, and it was just kind of like, this is a magazine, a Vanity Fair editor. She's doing, I guess, an editorial on her and just trying to cover things, but she was sticking around a whole lot. I was like, girl, how much how much writing, do you need? Like, it's a bit much. Like, but it was absolutely dragging with this first episode to where I was like, I really don't know if I want to cover any of this. It
Right.
wasn't until we got into Jenny, I believe her name. Oh, this man, Eli Roth is always the asshole in every single
Yes.
thing. Every single thing that he's in, we just have everybody approaching her for this shot. Like, no, everybody's worried about how this is going to affect her, and we don't want her to know, but nobody's doing anything about it.
Right.
But yeah, we get into this choreography. Like, let me not even skip over the nudity in the show. I like a pair of titties just as much as the next person, but I have my own, and I don't need to see them repeatedly. Like, the nudity was I understand, when it's necessary. I love a good nude scene, but did you feel like the nudity and just these type of situations here, like, girl, just go naked, was excessive here in this show?
Yes, I definitely thought it was excessive. Now, I don't mind nudity, but I just wanted to be equal opportunity. So
Right. I think because he shows so much pain in Euphoria, he said, you know what, getting into my new little project, we gonna show all the tatas, because when you watch Euphoria, it's a little bit more, equal, but you see a lot of penises on that show.
right,
Here so far we ain't let the Weeknd let his Weeknd outside. Put her breast up, okay? I don't want to see it no more.
right,
But I thought this is kind of what pulled me in. I love here they were comparing her to Britney Spears, and this is kind of like her comeback. You find out that not only has she kind of had a mental breakdown, but her mother has died from cancer. And from what we can see in this episode, as well as the second one, her mother was probably the only real one in her corner, and now she has nobody. What I did like was the introduction of this character, and you kind of see them already in this episode. Like, oh wow, she's getting that choreography. She's wonderful. There's already some eyes on her. Like, how did you feel about just the pressure that was on her? Because I really felt sorry for her in this scene and her not being able to get it.
yeah,
And you just have what I love with Sam. I love the camera work, and you just see constant. There's never a moment of, just inner, like, no, you're always being watched. You always need to be on, always need to be a performer. I have to get this right. They're
right,
depending on me. How did
yeah,
you feel about that pressure? And how did you feel about Mama here getting all the choreography down and that kind of giving her the pick me up? So, you know what, let me get my 1-2 Lorianne Gibson boom cat all the way together, so we can be done with this choreo.
right, right. I just felt like she might have been either distracted or something was going on. Of course, we have something going on. She's a troubled person. You know what I'm saying? So there's always something going on. But yes, in a blink of an eye, someone will come up and steal your thunder, girls. So you better be on point. You know what I'm saying? So yes.
It was a lot. Oh Lord, Tyra and Nita, sisters in bounce, big Frida boys. Hey, let's go. Hey, sisters in bounce all day long. There we go. Thank you so much. I'm gonna put that on a shirt. Sisters in bounce. Hey, okay. We ain't even playing this. We just showed up with girls. Girls are going.
The
And
girl.
that's what you do on Struggle Reviews.
And the red,
right?
I couldn't put the blindfold on because I got my lashes on, but I was like,
right? Don't you dress for the show? Like, this show gives titties and red t-shirt. It does. Like, you got to dress. It's erotic. But Mama gets the choreography down, and it's just, you see that she just does not have a moment to breathe. Now we got the infamous photo finally be placed into her face, and they are eagerly waiting for her reaction. It's just like, you know what? It's really not that bad. Like, it could be worse. Did you feel like she meant that?
I feel like she was probably just trying to make lemonade out of lemons. I don't know. But yeah, it was hilarious. I was like, what? It's not that bad. Okay, girl.
But this leads me into one of the things I don't like about the show. Like, we're offering up things like there's kind of a commentary on, revenge PO situation, or just, sexual essay, and just all of these things, and then we lay them out and we don't, give any commentary on them. It was just like,
Right.
we're keeping it a secret, and we showed it to her. Oh, she doesn't seem to care. Let's just move on. I'm like, oh, if we're not going to expound on anything or
Yeah.
really add any substance, well,
Then what are we doing
what
it
am I
for?
supposed to do? What am I supposed to do with this?
Like, why are we doing it?
What am I supposed to do with this?
Mhm.
Don't even, before I even skip past them doing the choreography, like the songs here in this show are so catchy. I could not stand this episode. I was in no way interested. And I'm like, oh God, I'm rolling my eyes. But yeah. I was like, why am I singing this song?
Listen, I know exactly why you're singing the song, because those sequences are too long. They do them over and over. I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
we don't have nothing else that we can touch on.
Yeah.
Like, I
From
mean, can
this
we get a
episode,
montage, and can we get some more context? Can we get some character development? Something? And then
no.
we only gonna have 6 episodes.
I saw that. Tragic. This is not a 6 episode type of thing. Like,
Right.
they play that song so many freaking times. I mean, it really it got stuck in my head, but I like that about the show. Even when we get into the second episode, I'm like, the
Yeah.
music here
That's
is sticking. Even though this part, I have so many questions about when we are introduced to Tetros, but it got interesting because I was like, what the hell is this? What the hell is this? Y'all, please hit the like button. Thank you to the 51 people who are here. I greatly appreciate you. I could read some more of y'all comments. Let's see. We saw our good sis Maddie in this episode. Let's see. Agree. Let's see. I wasn't sold off the first episode, but 2 is what did it for me. Yeah, I don't think the first episode did anything for anybody. Waiting for episode 3. Yes, hit the like button. Do it, do it. Let's see. I'm loving this new format, love. I would have loved to see the show carried out the way that it was intended before Sam. Yeah, right. And thank you. I'm trying. Y'all know I be struggling. That's why the channel name Struggle Reviews. Let's see. I love that the Weeknd gave more of a male gaze, because a lot of times you hear about a woman in the industry and not men. I ain't even gonna finish that statement because I got something to say. Um, thank you so much for the comment. There's nothing about this show that it's not really even giving. You still don't really get his gaze. You get like these problematic things, but it's still pretty much her narrative. So it's strange that
right.
when we get into a lot of the decision makings, it would be different if we were focusing on the Weeknd and he was the main character. He's not the main character. We are still focused on her. So I don't understand why we would be getting something from his perspective. Like, I just,
Yeah.
no. I don't. Mental illness is sexual until you no, mental illness is not sexy. Let's make that a whole put that on a shirt. Mental illness is not sexy until you marry it. Yo, problem major. Let's see, confetti on her face, honey. Let's see. It seemed like the second and the third episodes, it started off random to me. It starts off very random. Like, we jump so much into this, and everything is just so forced for me. Let's see. Those side characters had way too much screen time. Yeah, I'm feeling like are y'all trying to leave some allure around our main characters to, why are we hearing from them so much? And they're not talking about anything. The first episode felt like it should have come on later. Not a good introductions. My sentiments exactly. Let's see. Everyone seemed interesting, but the main character. Let's see. What's deep though? Sexuality ain't femininity. Women can draw power from their femininity. Absolutely. Yo, I finally caught a live. Hello. Thank you so much for being here. I remember your comment. I think you enjoyed this show. So I hope, you enjoy this live. I see so much nudity. A whole lot of it. Let's see. Skinny white girl. There's the topless scene and then she's in the bed. It's just you just it's cringy and it doesn't come off as or art or enhancing the movie because you think about who's behind the character and the direction. It's like, just how many times do we need to see her, her butt, and I know that it's supposed to get into her being exploited because she is a pop star, she is being used, but
Right.
yeah, now this actress is being exploited, on the, like, we serving the same devil. Let's see. Nikki is the real villain. Hello, Mo.J. Thank you for
Right.
sliding through. Let's see. What was the point of bringing that up? Yeah, I don't know. Let's keep going. Now, let me not even skip past Lil Mama here because she is coming off here as a friend. And it's just like, I didn't know where we were going with what her real name is, Jenny. I can't remember her name in the show, but she believes so far that this is one of the dancers and that she is a confidant. They have a brief moment of talking in I think the sauna. And then we just, all this pressure, you guys are, showing this confetti on my face, in my face. I'm just over it. I need to go and cut loose. And we see that she oh God. We see that she indulges in, the nightlife to kind of deflect from what's really going on in her life. But how did you feel about the introduction of Tedros, aka the Weeknd, aka Rat Tail Ponytail, aka I know a pimp when I see one? Like, how did you feel about the Weeknd's introduction? And do you like? Well, I'm not gonna say like his character. Do you like his performance as an actor?
I don't know. I think the jury is still out on the performance. I'm still confused about the rat tail. And it's in the title. They are making a big deal about it. So they even mentioned it in the second episode. I was like, wait a minute. Like, what is going on? But the jury is still out. He's a mysterious character. We're going to keep on watching him. I don't think I have any criticisms. I think people see the Weeknd and they can't really, I don't see him because I don't really, listen to his music. I don't watch his videos. I don't know him like that. So,
Yeah.
I'm just watching and waiting. So we'll see. It's not cringe, just not cringe. Not yet.
It's not. I like this comment. It says, I feel like it's trying to be artistic, but it's whatever. It's an old story, but just a bunch of naked folks in cringy situations.
Yeah.
My best issue with this show, because everybody's worried about, the exploitation, the nudity, the cringy. I didn't like the writing on this show. I thought the writing and the execution of these characters was so poor. Getting into this character, I hate the synopsis. Like, don't give me any inkling of what's going on in the show in the synopsis. I hated the fact that they already told us that he's a cult leader. Like, why would you guys give that away? Like, the writing in the show, some of the things that they have Tedros saying to her, I understand, but since they, already told us that he is a cult leader, we don't even
really have tracks, right?
Yeah, but we have nothing to build up to. He literally, she having a good time, and it's just instant connection. We have no build up to their relationship. We have no build up to them as, a unit. It's just instant. He's instantly in love. Now, we, of course, could understand why, because, of course, even here, even when we have these situations going on here, it's like, tell me the plot without telling me the plot. So I knew what was going to happen in the second episode before I even seen it. It's very clear that he is plotting on her in this club.
Right.
You have all these nods and people in the back and look like yes man, and it's just like, pounce on her right now. You go distract that best friend because she always in her business messing up stuff. we have a plan. We don't know what that is, but they've given away so much of his agenda already. I think the lure with someone like Tetros is him, that mystery of, hey, I could see why she could be interested. He really seems like a good guy. Like, no, no. There is absolutely no allure.
Yeah.
Even when we get into just being sexy, like, oh, he fine. You ain't even give us that. The rat tail, the lace front, the wardrobe as if he just walked out of the 80s, the chest hair, like, honestly, you guys, I watched this show for Moses Sumney. Before I knew anything about this show, I saw that Moses Sumney, this nice chocolate man, was going to be on the show. I love him so much as a Black artist, and I felt like he needed exposure. He can sing
Good.
down. Wonderful. When I saw him, I was like, oh, I'm watching this just for him. And I was like, oh, the Weeknd gonna be there too. I watched this for him. But even getting into, the intrusion on the friend, you could tell right away that, oh, everybody's in on the joke except for her. And I just felt like that was just so lazy and didn't establish anything for me to go, ooh, I wonder what's gonna happen next.
Yeah, yeah.
How did you feel about it?
Yeah, it's really lacking that. And I'm so surprised because Euphoria was just the opposite. And I think what he might have been trying to do was to break away from the formula of Euphoria, but the writing is hurting and suffering for it. And yeah, I'm just like, yikes.
No.
So I'm hoping it gets a little better.
I just I that's kind of what's keeping me in, because I'm like, if it was Madonna playing in the club for me, just like a dream out, you are not what you seem. I was Nicole, I was singing, I was singing a good song. I was, like a virgin and, living like a prayer and all that good stuff. We love Madonna. Just because it's Sam, the soundtracks, the movies, the look of the show is going to slap. The music is always going to be great. He sets up everything right besides the writing in this character building, because I already knew what chocolate was in her face for. And I hate the way she act like she never seen a black man. Well, sure, I could dance. But I think we're getting into the scene that everybody was like, okay, all right. I wasn't getting into the Weeknd. I know he is a showrunner. I think if it was anybody else, and I'm not gonna say anybody else because everybody can't act.
Right.
I'm not liking I'm not liking anything that the Weeknd is offering to this character. It's very cringy to me. I hate the way he says angel. Like, it was on my neck. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I don't. He's not selling the fantasy for me. Like, I really would love to look at him, because we already know he's a cult leader. Cult leaders, regardless of what they look like, they have a draw, something that just makes you listen and abide. Like, it's not there.
Yeah,
I'm not getting it. The most thing that I am getting from Jocelyn is that she's lonely. She doesn't have anybody. She wants to connect to somebody so badly that she would fall for somebody like him, because he is clearly seedy, and it's just like, girl, you could have had anybody.
Right.
Why is someone of your caliber so eager to attach yourself to someone like him?
Right.
But that's all. But it's not giving me like, oh, he has that cult leader energy. He giving off that Jim Jones, not Jim Jones. We fly high, Jim Jones, who gave them people that Kool-Aid. That Charles Manson with a hint of, I guess, Prince, because that's what this last scene was giving me.
Right.
But yeah, when we get into scenes like this that do go on for far too long, in my opinion, because of course, with the best friend looking and ruining their moment, just trying to get it in, you do see, they establish what they need to. She's reckless. She doesn't think about things. She's emotional, reactionary, desperate, a little lonely, clingy, just grasping for, I need somebody to care about me. Somebody to tell me the truth, somebody to really be in my corner, because all these people in my home, in my life, they only want one thing from me. But this adds another layer. We see that she is into a little bit of kink. Ow. In Muchella's voice, ow. She is into a little bit of kink. How do you feel about this kink, and what do you think is stemming from anything, or do you feel like it's strictly a sexual thing, or is this something that she's internalizing and it means something else more than just her getting her rocks off?
I definitely think it's a little deeper.
Hmm.
I can understand getting the rocks off, rubbing you out one. I got that. But the whole choking, that's I guess there's levels to this. You know what I'm saying? I guess there's levels to it. And so I think that it may be stemming from something else different. So I don't know.
Let's see. This is a hot mess. So glad Struggle Reviews is covering this from Australia. Thank you so much, Jessica. I'm so glad that you are here to catch this live. You always show me love from Australia, and I appreciate you. Let's see. The Weeknd changed his name to Abel just to give us this. I did see that. I was like, who the hell is Abel? I was like, oh, all right. Let's see. Is it just me that thinks the main actress looks just like Miley Cyrus? I personally felt like she looked like Kate Moss. I felt like she looked like Kate Moss, like, and that's not the term we use, but that heroine, that I'm just so defeated, kind of emaciated look. Not to say she looked malnourished or anything, but she was giving model Kate runway type of looks to me. But I could see the Miley Cyrus.
Yeah.
But once we get past this, because we have her I guess like this heightened sexuality and appetite. She, as you can see, she's very expressive. I think she's been objectified so much that she is equating this to, let me see. I think that she's been objectified so much on a regular in the music business that when it comes to actual sex and pleasure and what she needs to reach a peak, it needs to be more. It needs to be more.
Right.
And clearly this wasn't sufficing, so she had to call Batman. And I say Batman just because of how he showed up, because like there is just so, even when we get into this was going on for far too long. I was like, girl, she don't want to talk about it. They want so badly for her to dive into her mental state, which we don't get a whole lot of. This conversation is longer than it needed to be. Everything that was elongated in the show needed to be short, and everything that was short we needed more of.
Right.
She's just like, hey, I just want to focus on this new album. This is pretty much her comeback time from, whatever happened in her life. And it's like, I don't want to share those things. Let's just focus on the task at hand. We're going to skip over that. And if anybody wants to know, yes, this is a transgender. Okay.
Oh, thank you. I didn't know.
I look stuff up. Soon as somebody roll up and I was like, let me check before I go, I go look. This scene here, it says a lot about her. How did you feel about the best friend? Because you do see, I'm really not liking her needing to be, or I don't want to wrangle in any adults. If you can only do so much. She's reckless. She's mentally going through some things, but at the end of the day, she's an adult and you can only do so much. You even see her trying to avoid dancing. She's trying to drink water, trying to be heightened just to rein in her friend. Right. But she also, point blank period, says that she does not like Tedros, and her friend, of course, says that he's a little apey. He's giving off a little apey vibes. It's just like, yeah, I kind of like that about him. How did you feel about the friend and her job here, as well as her liking the fact that Tedros is a little apey?
Yeah, I mean, she ain't tell no lies. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, it's so funny that everybody is seeing it except for her. It's like everybody is seeing it. Like everybody is calling it out, and she's just like, oh, okay. I mean, like I said, she's in such a vulnerable state, and she's so she's still kind of disheveled, don't get her right bearings together. Yeah, that is a recipe for bad decisions, bad choices, fly by the seat of your pants. So we about to go on a roller coaster.
Not even just that, even when we're getting into going back to something like the club scene, something as simple, child showed up like, I was like, what is he, a vampire? Is he gonna float over there? Um, even getting back into the club, just him kind of feeding more into her ego, and it's just like, oh, it's such and such. Like she likes that. Like I'm not being criticized. This is somebody who thinks the world of me. Of course, we know he is building her up to probably tear her down later,
True.
and just really, but she likes the fact that this is somebody doing and saying what I want to hear. Like, oh, do you like my? She's you see that she's really also conscious about her new music. Like I just don't feel right about it. I just need somebody real in my corner. Why would you ever think somebody with a rat tail and an 80s jacket on? I don't get the appeal. I just wish that there was something coming off of him for me to look like I could see it. All right, I see it. I don't see none of it. But it's just like that. And then once we get into her I think just her being so objectified all day long in a commodity and a product that it's leading her to this. Look at that.
Ooh,
Look at that.
you got the right screenshot,
I
girl.
do, didn't
Listen.
he just, first of all, once, even when we getting me talking about, no build up in the lacking in this first episode, they play the most drowned out ominous music every time he's present. Even in the club, we have them totally draped in red. Like it's everything is saying, stop, girl, don't collect $200, go run away.
Red flag, red flag.
Red flag. But we still, have her getting her whole life. Child, this him walking. How did you feel about him coming in, making himself at home, smelling the pillows, going? It's just so creepy. Like it looked like all he had to do was go moo hoo ha ha ha. The villain, the villain has arrived. Like I like mystery. I guess because it's just 6 episodes, they're trying to like get somewhere, some narrative that we might not understand right now. But there is absolutely no delusion about what his agenda is. How did you feel about Tedros smelling on the pillows and fixing him a drink?
Yes, girl. He is creep number one. He is creep number one. But he is given, if written all over his face was a person. I was just like, oh my God, look at that. I did not even notice it because, of course, in live action, you don't really, kind of, but that still picture captured it. And
Yes.
the club, he's in red. They got the sinister music.
Yeah.
Come on, y'all. Come on. We gotta have some nuance. We gotta have some. I don't know.
This is not a show of nuance, not from the nudity, not from the sex, not from our characters. We know what his mission is. And it doesn't give us any build up that she falls for it so quickly. He doesn't even have to like lure her in. He gave her a shout out in the club and you backed that ass up on him and that was it. That's all we needed for him to be, oh, I just instantly love you, and all that feeding and stroking her ego. You're amazing. You should be happy. You should, not care what anybody thinks of you. Everything that she wants to hear. But it's coming out of this face. Never trust none of this that's going on. But in ending off this episode, I'm gonna talk about the scene, child. I was composing myself the entirety of the show. When I tell you I let out the biggest laugh here, I was trying so hard to take the Weeknd serious. I swear. I swear I was trying so hard. Of course, we have, I'm a freak, yeah. They played it so many times. I want it. Bam, bam. I'm a slave for you. They played it a lot of times. Yeah, I like the song, but I don't believe you. It don't really seem like you know how to break that back and throw it back in the bedroom. I'm not believing you freaky like that, When we get into the asphyxiation of it all in the road, and this was supposed to be, I was like, oh, so this is this kind of show. They trying to get their basic instinct and decent proposal 9.5 weeks later on. All right, I'm outside for it. I laughed.
It didn't hit like it was supposed to hit.
Like it reminded me, because I love so much in the episode they're talking about Prince and just his music and his artistry, and it reminded me so much of Purple Rain and the toxicity that Prince, the kid, gives off in that movie. He's toxic, problematic, looking over them shades in the club, just mistreating Apollonia to the 10th degree, doing the most, but she is just so entranced with him anyway. it was giving that. So this situation here really reminded me of them going in Prince's little basement situation, his room, and Prince is doing a whole lot of this shit here with his hands and blowing smoke, and it was supposed to be all mysterious and sexy at the same time. And I felt like that's what we were supposed to give here. Like, all right, Tedros, I see it. I was like, get on my face. How did you feel about him awakening her cheese so she could use her? Now you can sing. I must have laughed so damn hard. How are you feeling about it?
I that's what I'm saying. Like the first episode was like a joke to me. Like I was like, I don't know if I could take this serious or not. So yes, I'm right there with you, Tyra. It's
There was,
just
there was
like,
there was no sex appeal.
nah.
This should have been so heightened and so sexual. This should have been like, oh my god, this is just so. I can't even look. I like. I know when something is good. You know those moments like in P Valley when you're like, oh my god, this. Oh, this
Right.
is like I literally went. Ah!
It just looked uncomfortable. Nothing looked seductive about it. Nothing looked sexy, intriguing. I was just like,
Says Abel
okay.
smiling, look like the Joker with the tan. True facts, but Prince had sex appeal. There is absolutely none here at all. And just with the Weeknd, just his music, the way he sings, and all this, translate your records here to this character. There isn't any. So when we have heightened moments of him, cutting through the hole and, breathe, do you trust me? She says no, but I'm like, oh, okay. You sure he all up in here? Like she's inviting like all this danger into her life. Like she just seems so unhappy, and I feel sorry for her. But this did nothing for me. I was not getting my life. I didn't, when something good, I'd be cut it off. I'd be like, whoo, that was a good scene.
Right.
And, I'm a little man. Let me run that back. It didn't give me running back. It didn't give me running back. It wasn't tasty enough for me to run it back. It brought laughter to me. But yeah, I'm glad that it wasn't just me, because I was like, maybe I'm not giving Weeknd his just due as an actor. Maybe he is sexy and giving in this scene, and she clearly liked it. She clearly was getting her life, and I just love. For the most part, we see how far she's willing to go and how much trust she is willing to give someone, and she just met them. She knows absolutely nothing about this man, so it says a lot that she is willing to do this, and just how desperate she is for attention or for love, and not to feel lonely.
Right.
But out of that was it. That was it. It didn't do anything else for me. Now, episode 2, however, I was kind of outside for episode 2. Okay. I was like, wow, okay, come on, give us something. Yeah. Give us something, because if this is what
anything is better than the first episode.
Let's see. Is this live? Yes, it is.
We are live.
And you gonna show up right after I stop talking about Prince. Well, no, I can go back, because the end, we knew it was a whole bunch of Prince going on, because as soon as the episode ended, we hit with that. I knew a girl named Nikki. I guess she was. It was giving. It was giving Prince. Okay. We get into Nikki here being over it. Once again, another Nikki, who is not taking any shorts. Like, it already said a whole lot that last episode, Jocelyn felt like all of a sudden, oh, with him, I have some autonomy. You know what? I could change this record last minute. Yeah, we can. He pumped her up. True. And Nikki said no here. We do get more information about her mental breakdown here, not just with her mom. I love this. About to play our remix. For the entire team. Like, I need some history on Jocelyn, like really bad. I'm hoping we get that. And with Sam Levinson, I wouldn't be surprised if we threw in some daddy issues for good measure, child. I need some history with her, because she is like instantly so clingy to this man. She. But how did you feel about her introducing her song? And I guess we could also get into some drugs also, because she said, you know what, we're not doing this. We did this the way that you want. I love this. It's like, I guess they were trying to get their Donna Summers, I love to love you, baby, going on. And they're like, no, it's not giving that. First, before you answer anything, did you prefer the original song or the remix?
The first.
Oh, okay.
The first.
Because they
The
just
original.
like, girl, we can't get this on the radio. And I love all of the nastiness going on here. And you hear stuff in the first episode, but we already know that. We know we're getting a peek into the industry. It's like, yeah, our demographic is 14-year-olds. Like, girl, we can't do nothing with what we supposed to do with that? Yeah. You breathing on my microphone. I don't like it. But she seriously just went in and she just had a gust of inspiration. How did you feel about, the history of, they found you I think she said mumbling on a rooftop. You were out of it. You didn't. I'm assuming, of course, she not only was having a mental breakdown, but she was on some drugs. It's like, we brought you back and you think now you're going to switch up. No, we're going to do this and you can shut up with your little idea. How did you feel about it?
I mean, it's still feeding into the reason why she's so extreme, jumping to the extreme with the Weeknd's character, Tedros.
Tedros.
Yes, Tedros.
Hello,
character.
Angel. My
Yes.
angel. Hi, Angel.
So all of that is just feeding into that. It's just, so I mean, I feel like that's the reason. I mean, it's kind of cut and dry. I mean, we can delve into her backstory, and that's one thing I do love about Sam Levinson and Euphoria, how every episode was dedicated to a character, and why they act the way they act, and we just don't have too much on this. So yes.
Is this guy a predator taking advantage of someone who wants to be famous just that bad? No, it was supposed to be, around that. She's already famous. She's already an idol. This is a leech with a hit of Predator, with a hit of Batman, vampire, 80s, ponytail, rat tail. It's a whole lot. Carisha, please. Absolutely. This show put me to sleep, but I'll watch it next off days. Oh, wow. Did you? It was probably that first episode. I wouldn't be mad at that. Let's see. Am I the only one who thinks that she looks so much like her daddy, or she looks a lot like her mom to me? But when we get into the face or the eyes,
I think the eyes.
Yeah, it's very Johnny Depp up there.
Yeah.
Let's see one more. Oh, not this super chat. Thank you so much, Dane C. Let's see who did the worst acting, Carisha or definitely Carisha.
Carisha, please.
I don't even watch that show, but Lord, I had to go and run it back to.
It was atrocious.
Definitely Carisha, like, but
it was terrible. Like a pro compared to Carisha.
And not to say that he's terrible, but for it's clearly he doesn't have a lot of history in acting. Right. This is his first. I think it's a little too much on his plate. You got a little too much dip on your chip.
Yeah.
Let's see. How old is she? That is a very good question. Once again, they don't tell us nothing. We don't really know. I'm assuming that she is in her early 20s, but we don't know exactly how old she is. With all the naivete, I'm assuming she's no older than 23, 24. Not even that old. Let's see. The remix without the moaning kind of goes hard. Oh, okay. But yeah, I like that we got a little like vague amount of history on her breakdown, and it's just like, it was very. I love the how old is she question, because when she got shot down, it was just like, oh, you guys, it was very childish the way that she reacted. With how long you could see that she has been in the industry for quite some time, girl, you can't like, girl, we got press. They're spinning it on the radio. What are you talking about? You can't switch up last minute. Right. Here we go. I don't know his name, but he got on these casino Robin De Niro shades. He is, trying to appeal to her vulnerable side. He's always there to kind of reel her in. Everybody has a different job, even though everybody's agenda is the same. He's, more of the sentimental one. You know what? When Nikki don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. Girl, you either do it. You really ain't got no choice. Leave me alone. Why you even get away from me with this, Apollo? She don't care. This one here is just like, you know what? I understand what you're going through. When my mother passed, dot dot dot. It's
Mhm.
just like, hey, it's gonna be okay. He's there to kind of lick her wounds a little bit when a lot of
Right.
people here just really do not give a damn. This is when it really got interesting to me. I really like the fact that we are slowly turning because we know his agenda. I guess her falling for Tedros and her just kind of like, okay, I got her where I want her now. She's so eager to see me, and the fact that she is means that I can pull her in even more. And when she called me, I'm gonna tell her I'm busy. I can't come over there right now. I can't be there right now. But she's just such a lonely person. How did you feel about the weekend here and just her? Of course, what we see this habit like, oh, something didn't go my way. Let me call him already, and they like just met yesterday.
Right, right. Um, it just is more par for the course for me. I'm noticing, I'm seeing it, and I see him playing the game. So there's a game, a little cat and mouse, and I don't think that he just wants her. I think he has something else going on because if you notice, well, when we get there, he has a collection of people that's around him that are very talented,
Definitely.
and maybe there is some other, by proximity, like the people that are around you, stuff like that. But I don't know exactly what he wants from her, but she is talented too, so he can just add her to his harem. So
Yeah. And
yeah.
I think that's the allure of the show to me because it don't have much. Certain things like that are keeping me here because it's just like if you are surrounded by all of these talented people and you meet someone already of a certain status, what exactly are you, what are you going to do with her? I think the idea if you are, trying to reach a certain I know you're not with this super chat girl.
Hello, Nada Seeker.
Why you got Knowledge Seeker? Thank you so much. Let me know about that about that under $5 Patreon. Thank you so much for the $100 super chat.
That is what's up.
We ain't never had that. Thank you
First
so
time for
much for
everything.
that. Of course. And you know my Patreon more than $5. We have tier. We got, 5, 10, 15, Thank you so much, Knowledge. Girl, I just can't, y'all. Thank you so
Oh, that's
much
so
for
sweet.
that. Look at that. We never had that. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. That oh my gosh, like don't make me cry over here on this live. I tell y'all every time, do not make me cry on the live. Then y'all gonna realize I don't have eyebrows in real life. Just stop, okay? Thank you so much for that super chat. I appreciate you so freaking much. I done lost my train of thought, child. Um, yeah, we have her. She no, we were getting into like you would think that he would want to have control of her, someone of that type of status to use her resources, maybe gain money, but it's almost this theme of trying to replace her. So it's like, what exactly are you trying to do with her? What is the plan? That's something that's kind of keeping me around. This was
Right,
so once again, all of this is comical to me. All of this, the nails and him getting that lace front braided, all very comical. But you do see that he has so much control over everyone around him.
right,
So it's interesting. I wish we could have had just the build up of her having just I think it doesn't sting or really hold any weight at this moment because she's already so easily eager to be controlled.
right,
So there's no build up to go like, oh, he's like pulling her in. She's
right.
changing. Like it's like, all right,
There's no push and pull.
I met you yesterday, and I'm willing to do whatever you say. Oh, okay. I mean, we could have
Right.
did better. And of course, we have I'm just gonna call him Moses. Child, this is Moses. His name is Moses in real life. He is, leaning in on this best friend, and it's just let's keep her busy, keep that wrangler to the side. Let's detach her from anybody who could, have any real say so or stop
Right.
what I'm trying to do,
Yeah.
and where it hurts, wherever that is. I do not know.
Yeah.
Now getting into this photo shoot, I think previous to this, when he says he's not going to be able to come, we do have her once again. Once we got into that objectification and the sex and the asphyxiation and everything, we have her in the studio. When he says he can't come, she has that glass in between her thighs. And I believe that, that pressure and your child, whatever she was doing,
You never know.
that scratched up her inner thighs. So once again, kind of like the previous episode, we have the mumbling and cackling about her taking forever to get to set because they are trying so hard to cover up the scars on her inner thighs. But how did you feel about, I can't even get this was such a good sequence. I loved everything that happened here. Cause child, when we have her trying to hit that boom cat and it ain't cacking, and she actually like hits it and they don't get it, oh, I died.
I was so upset. I was so upset.
Oh,
Yeah. And like I said, these sequences go on, and that is why it just sticks. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
It
a
is catchy.
freak, yeah. I was like, all right. I'm here for it. I don't even like this song, but it really is reminiscent of, pop, Britney, Lady Gaga. It's very
Definitely.
reminiscent of those catchy songs. And I think
Mhm.
it just says a lot about us as an audience. Like, all y'all gotta do is hear something a couple of times.
Yes.
All of a sudden it's a bop. But yeah, her what did you think about her having
Then her injuries, like her feet. Oh my
Ooh.
God.
Oh my gosh, like just this pressure that she is putting on herself to be perfect because I need this to go right. I don't want to be laughed at. I don't want my music not to sell. I don't want to be dropped. This
Right.
is my moment. I have to get it right. But in her wanting to get it right, she is upsetting the director, the people around her. She's talking about taking money out of her own. Like, can we just start over a day? Nikki here, child. Nikki been over it since she got there. She's
Right.
been over it since she got there. But you
Nikki got her eye on somebody else. She was like, get her in the car. Hello.
child. Oh, let me find her name, child, because I'm about to call her little pop name. Her name is Diane. Oh, Diane, but I felt so sorry for her here. Like, and we keep saying that, but I felt so sorry for her. Like, to have so many people around you and not one person really give a damn. Even when we get into this, the sincere one, it's everything but let's leave. You are clearly not okay. You are clearly hurting. You are clearly damaged. You are clearly still dealing with your mental state. You are not healthy.
Right.
Get your things. Let's go. Let's get yourself together. No, show them who you are. You can do it. Like, this is now or never. They're going to, it's just all of these consequences that could happen if you don't show up the way we need you to.
Right.
Nobody gives a damn about her.
Nope. Not at all.
Nobody. That's I was like, oh, like when she is on the stage and we saw them in her thighs. I got a picture of that. Have you cringe. Have your bucket ready because y'all know I got a picture of them feet in them in her thighs. Miss Thing here. I'm gonna save her.
I think her name Destiny. Is it?
Is
Destiny?
it?
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, she I'm not liking what they are doing with her character at all. It's like big, mammy console. Like, I really don't like. I feel like, and I guess I can't, because she's kind of doing what everybody else is doing, but you don't see what her position is. It's like she's there to be, the big titty black savior. Like, girl, fuck them. I was like, oh, I don't like this. I don't like this. Like, we're not, it was giving
Stereotype.
It was giving Gone with the Wind. I didn't like it. It was.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It was giving Gone with the Wind. It was giving. Let's see. What is that like? God, I can't think of. It was giving Imitation of Life. Like, I just didn't. I didn't like any of that, and I know that they have these two here as the ones who truly care about her and her well-being, but just what they were doing with her character I didn't care for, but I did like the back and forth with them trying to figure out who Tedros really is.
Right.
I did like that, and we find out nothing about him. Which was all this poor friend, like, girl, you got one job. You don't know who he is. Like, I need you
He's
to find
clean.
out. He's, brown, tan, ethnic. Girl, he's black.
That was hilarious. He's like, we can't say black, right?
You can say black, okay? You can say that. But we find out that he is from Hawaii, and there is literally no trace of
That's
him.
it.
And I think they said that he owes people money. I was like, why y'all put that in there? Why did y'all put that in there? I don't need that. Like, leave the mystery. Here we, all these titties and pep talks. Okay. We're just gonna call that titties and pep. I put this picture here just to say titties and pep talks. I'm gonna start a live and name it titties and pep talks. You, of course, we have this here. I was like, girl, you don't have enough information for your little editorial yet. You've been lingering and hanging around for a minute.
Right.
But she's still, trying to save face. Oh, I'm gonna get it right. There's so much of her saying, I'm gonna get it next time. Like, I'm just a little. She is just so lost and damaged, and I'm like, somebody hug her. Somebody do something.
Right.
Somebody
Right.
get her out of there. But there is just none of that. And then, of course, we get here, and she's like, you know what? They gave her those talks, girl. They pretty much, both of those talks equate. They're going to replace you. If you don't show up the way that you need to, you are going to get replaced. It ain't
Yeah.
gonna be no more. I want to do this. I love this life. Well, yeah, it's all gonna go away if
Wow.
you don't get this right.
Yeah.
How she went up there and she got it right, and they didn't get it.
And the camera out of focus.
Ooh. What is that? I don't even want to curse on here, but it's that little man be like, you want to get fucked up. You want to get fucked up. Because what you mean is out of focus. What exactly do you mean? You already have the director. She is up here. Nikki is up here. Everybody is just so frustrated. The dancers, how many takes do you need? It's fine. No. But you see that she is internalizing this perfectionist that they want her to be. Like, she's not even satisfied. It's like, no, it was okay. We can move on. Oh, no. I can do it again. I can pay for reshoots. Can I just come back and start over? She is not ready to be in the forefront, and whatever therapy and hospitalization she was doing and get that bracelet on, she need to go back. She needs to go back. But yeah, it really hurt my heart when she took off those shoes.
Ooh.
And she was smiling. She was like, oh, I know I hit that boom cat. Like, yeah, we ain't get it. Like, are y'all trying to set me up? Was it on purpose?
Right. It did feel like a tinge of sabotage. I don't know.
She has been dancing in these shoes and doing, take after take, to the point that her feet they look like, when ballerinas take off.
Yes.
God, it looks so terrible. This is terrible. Then when we get into the inner thigh, everything, she looks bad. She looks broken. They are steady trying to cover up all these flaws with makeup. I love when she said, like, she was like, don't worry about it. They probably won't even notice. Like, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Just let me shoot the video. Just let me hit it one more time. And then she calls out for her mom. I was like, oh, she's like, mom. I was like, oh, somebody do something. Somebody do something. And they are just standing there with not just sadness, but not they have pity, but it's also like, oh, you girl, you can't do. I need you to do what we need you to do. We don't have time for this with pity and mom. It was very heartbreaking. And how did you feel about her calling out for her mom? And it's just like, you just saw how unstable she was. It's just like, no, I know my mom died. I'm fine. Like, you're not. Yeah. How did you feel? I felt bad for her.
Yeah, I did too. It was giving the grandmother from P Valley when she was calling when she was calling for her daughter. I'm just like, ooh, girl, let's not talk to the let's not do that.
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
let's see. It's very much giving cult slash Scientology vibes. It is like if they could have left that off the docket, I could have had something to look forward to. Like
Right.
on with the show. No, you know I had to thank you for that super chat. Don't play. Let's see, not knowledge seeker dropping off some dough.
Some real
Yes,
dough.
yes,
Yes.
love it. Thank you so much. Let's see, they really went out of their way to make him sexy. Did they?
Ooh, did
They
they?
tried. They tried. Like, let's see. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm gonna start tonight. But it's definitely giving. Is it narcissism vibes? It's like beyond narcissism. Like he's clearly a sick individual, and we about to get into the scene that shows us why. Let's see. In considering I went through my first and last situation like that, I'm rooting for her. Like,
Ooh.
man, I really want to know where she is going. Like, she is very damaged. She is very damaged. Like,
Yeah.
for you to cling to someone like that, like she was very heartbroken at the fact that like, oh, you can't come see me, like, and every time they like, I think before this sequence we have several business meetings happening and she's just withdrawn. It's just like, I just wish I could be someone else, be somewhere else. I don't really want to deal with this anymore, but yet and still I don't want to lose what comes along with me being who I am. Let's see, The Weeknd did better acting in that music video where he was all bandaged up.
Oh my God, y'all are
Lord.
tearing him up. I don't know nothing about him. So.
Where's Zendaya? Rue needs to be her manager. Why not just stop her? Like, nobody wanted to. It was like this shit
want
that
it
they
bad.
were just watching happen. And I don't even want to hear that because she got it. She had boom cat and they ain't catch it. It's not
right. How
Rue-
about where are the multiple cameras? Like, I know you just don't have one camera.
One camera. One camera and one set. She never moved from that set. Let's see. I was confused as how they would replace her with the other girl. Was they going to steal the song and choreo and just scrap her whole thing? Child, let's get to it. Yeah, Nikki has been sizing up Diane since the last episode. Like, she's on it. She's catching it. If she can hold a tune, but we can put you on wax today. Getting into this, we are getting more into the cult vibes. Of course, there is, a need to have your stroke game correct, and we're not actually penetrating anything. We just gearing up like, hey, when you hit up Jocelyn's bestie, I need you to put your back into it. If you, we got a plan. I don't need you messing up my plan because your stroke game ain't right, okay? And I'm going to zap you if it's not. So... No, in all seriousness, we were getting into how, even if you didn't know before, how sadistic the Weeknd character is. Like, to even do anything like this, I was like, what is this, a orgy? Like, what is I was like, oh, he's not actually
right.
They're just laying there.
I was so confused.
And I'm assuming that every single one of these people here are under his control. Like, that is absolutely insane, but he is zapping him if he can't get it together. And I just felt like this was not only to show how much control he has over everyone, how sadistic he is, and in prep for, we just gonna make a clap sound. Y'all know what's up. But how did you feel about this whole scene here?
Yes, he was giving me full on sociopath vibe. Like, I was like, oh, okay. All right, this what we doing here. Because at first, when I heard the sounds and stuff, I said, oh, let me find out the Weeknd about to be bent over. So I was like, I thought we was going to see something like that. I was like, and then I didn't see nothing and nobody. I was like, oh, what is actually going on? Then he was sitting up there zapping them, and I was just like, oh no, maybe they like the pain because he's like into that BDSM or something like that. It feels like he's into that, so maybe he's kind of trained them, or that might be a part of what he does to them or something like
Yeah.
that.
Not even just that, but when somebody is in a position of power, the sadistic things that they are willing to do, like, oh, if you let me do this, let me try to take it a step further. And it just shows how much control that he has, that he would be allowed to do this. Like, boy, you better get them strokes together. You better hit it, all right? Don't play. We trying to get this. Why can't you say we're trying to get this money? Because I don't know what they're trying to do, and that's what's keeping me here.
Right.
But getting into her being, oh Lord, God, why I put this? Getting into her being replaced, like, it's like y'all ain't even wait for the paint to dry. Y'all ain't even, like, the body's still warm. It's just like, yeah, well, where is Diane? Because I have no time for this. Like,
Wow.
this little sit down, and that I had to remind myself that she is from a group. It's like I think it's Blackpink. I don't listen to them personally, but when she was, I was like, that ain't even slap like that. Like, yeah, you just a little
Right.
harmonizing, like, oh, okay, that sounds good. We can lay it out, like, shoot it now. Like, they just, And she asked the editor. She tells her that, yeah, your story's about to get a whole lot more interesting. Like,
Right.
y'all really finna just replace her like this? This is
Listen.
what is happening. But they give us a little something to look forward to. That this is not, some random backup dancer who is getting a chance. She happens to be tied to Tetros, and he, one of his many, and he says stuff like, hey, maybe now I can finally get a return on you. Well,
Oh,
what were you thinking?
oh, I must have missed that. I'm
What?
sorry.
Really?
I must have missed
Yeah.
that. Uh-oh.
Diane, we have a shot of, that same room where the stroke was getting together, because you got to hit it from the back properly for us to, infiltrate this home. That same room, they pan the camera over, and she is having a conversation with Tetros, and she's like, how's it going? She's like, oh, it's good. They, Nikki thinks I can sing. They're, recognizing and maybe trying to put me on. He's like, good. Our plan is working.
Mm.
Maybe now I can get a return on you, as if, he
Oh,
purchased her.
okay.
So Diane is a villain also. She's not, a confidant,
Right.
as we saw. Well, nobody's established here, but she is a part of the cult also. So
Okay.
that's when I say, what exactly does he want to do with
Mhm.
Jocelyn? Like, what do you want to do with her?
Right.
I'm very curious.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, what do you think about that?
Yeah, no, I mean, we definitely thank you for leaving some breadcrumbs. I mean, not, I don't know. I just, I feel like, okay, so I feel like they kind of give it away a little too fast or something.
Very
Like,
early.
I feel like they just tell us, like, I don't know. I feel like there's a way to do it to lead the suspense, let it, like, kind of
Yeah, let it build
linger or
up. Yeah.
something. Like him owing some people. We could have seen the people come and barrage him and something. So we're sitting up here trying to figure out what's going on, but I don't like how it's like laying everything out. So I don't know. Maybe there's something sinister about it, but it feels like it's just kind of laid out the way it's supposed to be. So I
Mm.
don't know. I don't know. I
She
feel
got
like
a
are they?
clue.
It feels like they're telling a documentary. Like they're just telling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know.
Yeah, it's a whole lot
Like
of
we already know the story,
yeah,
or
well,
they're just retelling it or
I
something.
think with them scrapping whatever they had before and just doing this, I'm sure it messed up a whole lot of the plot and things that we could have seen. Because a lot of this could still play into the narrative of what the original writer wrote for the show, and her just being, preyed on by someone in the industry. We still could have had a whole lot of this going on, but we decided to, bye, honey. We decided to go this route. Now, I also like the fact that we have him here telling her, like, I hate, what you're going through, but I can't keep fronting everything. I'm paying half the mortgage for this home. I was like, girl, you ain't got no money.
Well, that they probably ciphering that stuff like a it's like it's draining her pockets. Like it's just like she got a hole in it. So she might be bringing in the money, and just as fast as it's coming in, they taking it.
Let's
Especially
see, the
with her being
weekend.
unwell.
Tedros wasn't meant to be sexy, but instead creepy. Oh, girl, if that's what this is, Ray J,
We spot on.
we spot on. We are spot on. I guess that it's once again we are not in Tetros's narrative. We are still in her narrative. And even though a lot of the shooting, like the imagery, is from a male gaze, but the writing isn't. We are still into her character, even with him. Why would she be so entranced and trusting of a creep? Like, what's going on? They bet not tax on no daddy issues. Like, do something else writing. But yeah, he is fronting. I'm like, okay, well, maybe he does care. He cares a little bit more, but it's like, I care also enough to help you, but I'm also trying to get a return on that, girl. I thought we was gonna do this for a little bit. You was gonna make your comeback, and then I was gonna get my money back. Like a whole setup that's not gonna last forever, of course.
Right.
But of course, we have this face here. It looks like a pouty teenager. Like, I'm just like, oh, she's down and out with the shoot and everything. I love these comments in here about her feet. Like, y'all could have stopped her before. Y'all knew y'all ain't get that. Y'all let her finish. Nobody stopped anything. But I thought the feet was this child, we gotta call him every time we feeling down. And of course now, like, oh, got him, girl. Y'all can come by. And I'm gonna bring several of my friends. Of course, this is here where we have the conversation with Diane. It's just like villain muhu haha. Once again, our plan is working. It was very Pinky in the brain. But getting back into those shoes and her feet, I love this scene here. Very, very simple, little subtle stuff with her forcing these shoes onto her feet. And it's just like, once again, for me, getting into her being performative. Because I was like, why in her right mind would she go through the pain of, oh, I'm gonna get to see Tedros. Let me force myself to be sexy in this heel. Like I can't come out in this like, no, I need a 7-inch platform shoe, and I'm gonna force my foot into them. And I'm like, I feel like, what if she's putting on a costume and a persona the same way she does when she performs? Like, I'm gonna force myself through this. Cause Shy, I wish I would. Like, did you see them feet?
Right.
This is not even a work obligation, and you still forced your foot into this shoe.
Right. Her feet was probably numb by that time.
Ooh, it's terrible. But the fact that, she went this extra mile, I'm like, I feel like this is her putting on a costume the same way she would doing a performance. And I think maybe, like, are we going to unfold and find out who she really is underneath all of this sex kit?
Okay.
But yeah. Pulled up with everybody. I could have sworn I just told you to come over and tell you to bring your posse. Once again, the agenda is pushed in real. Like, they didn't even ease into anything. They are all so happy to be there. They like intrude into her home as if they live there.
Right.
And it was just so I don't like the writing. It was just so like, we got one. Like, girl, you ain't got to tell me where the bathroom at. I know where I show myself. Matter of fact, I'm finna go in the refrigerator and drink your juice out the carton. They were like really getting in where they fit in, and it was just so
intrusive.
Yeah, just so intrusive. And I'm like, what's wrong with her? Why is she allowing this and not paying attention to the fact that low key everybody here is receiving permission from him? Like, he's giving off nods to both characters. Oh, sure, you can go get naked and get in the pool. Like, I had such a problem with the pianist running around naked for the other half of this episode. Like, girl, put your clothes on. Sam, we've had enough, okay? But it's nods and confirmation, and she's not seeing the agenda that's about to happen. These people like, oh, we hit the jackpot.
Yeah.
How did you feel about her so easily falling for this intrusion?
I just think because they were attached to him, and she is kind of like open for Tedros. Why, how, what, when, where, I don't know. But
I be choking. Ow! That's what I be doing. I be stroking. Ow! Give it that dirty professor. I be stroking. I can't stand y'all. Oh my god! I thought my baby was a pimp too. It very much so gives pimp. It gives pimp completely. I thought before when I saw the promotion for the show and the pictures, I was like, oh, he's giving pimp. I would have thought it was pimp and he was trying to turn her out if they didn't already tell us. We could have, our minds could have wandered, writers.
Right.
We could have thought a whole lot of things, but when you tell us right off that he's a cult leader, we're just waiting for the culting to happen. But yeah, she is living her best life. Like, of course, we are heavy-handed. Nothing here is subtle. We're coming in, we're intruding, going through my closet, putting on my clothes. Like, he's, oh yeah, y'all want some Coke? Y'all want some Henny? Y'all want some vodka? Y'all want some crack? Oh, he just came through with everything. And this one came to, drop some D off. All that practice he had earlier, like, oh, he zapped me 75 times until my stroke was appropriate. I'm about to hit it, girl. Come on, girl. No, we ain't worried about her. Just come on. Why you being all? Why you acting all stiff? Girl, come over here. Let me drop it off real quick so I can, sit you down. But yeah, he getting the friend. Like, it's just so easy.
Right.
Everything here is so easy, and I expected just a little bit more subtlety. Like, but once again, what you saying is just 6 episodes.
Yeah.
But even if they did that, it would be like, oh my god, that was amazing. They left me wanting more. I wonder what's going to happen next season. Yo, letting everything out the gate, the first 2 episodes, what exactly do we have to look forward to besides Jocelyn's descendant into the cult? She already there. Like, she was getting on my nerves. I just wanted her to get out. I just wanted her to get all the way out.
Right.
But yeah, once we get here, let's stop here. Every single intimate scene, I am convinced, is just gonna have me hollering. Now, for all that I said about Moses being zapped for his stroke game, when we cut to the scene, the stroke was stroking. The stroke was stroking. I was like, all right,
yeah,
you gotta go out. You hit that angle. I was like, all right, yeah, she about to sit her ass down. When we get into the Weeknd, like, it was giving old school 80s, 90s porno. I just couldn't take any of this serious. Like, this is supposed to be so erotic and sexy and like, and Trent is like, oh my god, like, he's providing me with something that is making me even we even have the voyeur homegirl trying on all the clothes. She's there. This was supposed to be so heightened and so sexual. It was not for me. How did you feel about him telling her about his cock-a-doodle-doo? If anybody rolls up on you in the bedroom and says anything that starts with the C and ends with the "ak," just run away. Because first of all, it's a "d." We gonna call it a "d." Okay? Right. Don't roll up on me and whisper nothing about a "ak." Because first of all, I'll move, because that's a Caucasian word.
Not like this.
That's a Caucasian word. Go over there. You in the wrong room.
Right.
It was so hilarious. It was so funny, and I died from laughter. I don't know how you read this scene, but once again, I was laughing.
Yeah, it was. Listen, I think that's how I be missing things, because when things start getting crazy, I got to close my door. I ain't hit pause. Like, sometimes I just be having to get up and.
I hate how he speaks King's English when he's talking dirty. Elle, you better get out of here. Elle, you better get out of here. At least drop me. It's like, yeah, you like it. You like it when I do that, don't you? Yeah, I think I had to draw back in these scenes. So I'm like, that's probably me just being black, because everybody don't, give the same dirty talk, but it's just not. Continue, Nina.
No, you.
Oh God!
I was wondering about that. I was like, wow, everything's the enunciation was so crisp.
Yeah. Now I want you to put it in your mouth. Like, okay, you sure? So right now, all right. I'm sorry. Nina, I swear I said I was going to chill because I had company. I swear I was going to chill. Not the bare butt cheeks and the piano bench. That threw me. Girl, get up, stand up, lights off. She was just naked.
Laundry is funny.
Oh Lord, happy and comfortable. Wow.
They were.
Let's see. They wrote the naked girl almost childlike. I don't like it. Yeah, they wrote her to be childlike, but even when you get into like Jocelyn's character, a lot of the time she's very childlike.
Yes.
And it's I'm like, okay, we're getting into them being really immature and impressionable, but from what we could see, these are two grown adults. But
Right.
we'll see. We don't know how old if she was naked half the show, she better be of age.
Right.
Moses could have delivered some peen to me, not gonna lie. That's some zaps. Give your man some zaps and see what Let's see, but I'm glad the friend asked questions before he went up in. She was like, that's what I'm saying. We don't.
She was
linger
trying to get the
enough.
information.
We left that so quickly. She couldn't leave. She was like, yeah, I know you're here to be the Mandingo and whatnot. But yeah, how did you meet him? She feels very uneasy about him. Like she was looking like, oh my God, they're taking over the home. Even her with her question, she physically asked Moses, like, how did you get here? Like, how are y'all infiltrating? But it's like, but you know, the penis is over there. I shouldn't ask too many questions, right?
Right.
I shouldn't do too much.
Look, she was getting like, a little stigmatized already. I was like,
it's like, yeah, he just he you know, he saved me, he changed me, you know, he expanded my mind and getting into that cult lingo. And she felt uneasy about it, but we still went for the peen, but you can tell that she feels very uneasy about all of this. Let's see why Shawty did coke with this man and said he gives. Yeah, that's the thing. All the questions she has, everybody's still so engulfed and entranced by him.
Right.
We don't know why, and we don't see him. Like, do he have some magic? He did appear like a vampire a couple of times. Like, we don't know what it is. If they had given him some type of allure, just from the hair, the way the King's English, the clothes, that 80s attire, just how, hey Angel, like it's nothing. There's nothing there. I'm like, maybe there'll be an aha moment and we'll see it. Maybe he got magical powers. I don't know. But stroke power, yes. But yeah, it's not. Let's see. To me, that scene gave off struggle sexy. Yikes. Yeah, it wasn't.
Most of them are.
Let's see. It was cringeworthy. I was hollering. Okay, see, this is why I vibe with y'all, because it don't just be me. It don't just be me. You say his voice is too soft to be a Don. Like, you know that those voices, you know, mannerisms, energy, body language that just make your panties melt off your body. It's not coming. It's not here. It's not here. The panties was on and they wasn't coming off. Okay. All I heard was earned it after his speech. All that damn talking. I was tired and wanted to send him home. Oh Lord. But of course, getting into that objectification and that kink and needing that heightened sexual experience that he is giving her, like we said last episode with the glass and her choking herself, she immediately wants to be blindfolded. So it's like he is, you know, I guess the sex is supposed to be good. It wasn't. I mean, what's going on with the Weeknd? Did he put in a little clause like y'all can't film? I'm keeping on all my clothes every scene. Like,
right.
Like, even if we could, you know, let me see you stroke, Weeknd. Give me something to understand. Nothing. It's just nothing. Then we cut and come back from stuff like this, and they're fully clothed in the bed. Who has sex and then puts all their clothes back on?
Ugh. I didn't think that they had full sex. I thought it was just the first part.
Was it just? I just felt like I felt like, what is that skit? What is that? I can't even think of that Dave Chappelle skit. I think when they do like wife swap and trading spouses, and they about to get it in, and the white Dave Chappelle is like, you know what? I think I'd much rather just stick my penis through this hole and just, you know, not take my boxers all the way off. That's what the Weeknd gives. That's what the Weeknd was given. So I thought that they got it in, and he just like, I'm just gonna pull my stuff out here. I'm just gonna up zip and yeah. Well, what you need me? What you trying to see me for, girl? Just look at this rat tail and get your life. I I ain't gonna do
Mm-mm.
nothing else.
Now look at this rat tail and get your life. Oh my
I thought, of course, we could tell, some fellatio and some other things happened, but he is, he's dominating and getting into all this sexual tension, and it just shows us how much control he has over her. Like, I can get her to do all of these things. He's throwing out all of these commands on the bed. Of course, she is doing them. The voyeur was giving me like not only voying, but it was almost like I've seen this before. I've been here before. He's done the same thing to me.
Right.
That's kind of like what that gave me.
Yeah.
With her, there in that closet. Yeah, she just getting her. They trying so hard to give us some 50 Shades. It's just not happening. They doing too much. It's
Mm.
and it's just all her. That's when we
Yeah.
get back into what they're choosing to be from the male gaze. Once we get into that, oh, we're gonna go all the way up here with the nudity and the like we ain't seen no parts of the weekend besides that damn rat tail. But after we threw out all of these commands and it sounded like 80s porn, like, and they my significant other was laughing at me because I said I was gonna get on here and do my white girl 80s porno because that's what this was giving. Oh yeah, this was giving all yeah energy. It was. I don't sign up for all yeah. I don't pay for HBO Max to watch this show for yeah. Keep it over there. Keep that, the cock-a-doodle-doo, all of that. Keep that over there. Please do something with these sex scenes. Please. It's pissing me off. I just can't. It's just, oh yeah. Oh God. Oh. I'm disgusted. I'm disturbed and disgusted at the same time.
Mm-mm.
What brought me back into the scene was the ending.
Right.
I actually liked this song once again.
I did too.
I like the song. Of course, everything is fast, just like in the club. Like, oh, I instantly love him. I'm instantly having control, and she instantly falls in line with everything they are doing, even joining in on their song.
Yes.
I was like, girl, is this easy to infiltrate a pop star's life?
Yes.
It was a lot, but I was like, she is taking no account of, oh damn, everybody here can sing and everybody is immensely talented. Why?
Uh-huh.
Why?
Exactly.
Why? How did you feel about, this here and her just kind of joining in as if like, oh, I found my people?
Yeah, I mean, I think they made it easy for that to happen because it felt like she was just waiting for something to be like, like, something that felt right to her. And did you notice how he slipped in that he was going to move in with her?
Oh yeah. We wasn't gonna leave that on the ground.
I was like, I said, oh yeah, so he must have gave her the D because you can only say
But
some mess like that.
clearly he tickled her with that rat tail. We need to move in, so I can help with your career and, just for career purposes. I'm going to be that man in your corner and we're going to get things done. You should be having fun. You should be doing the kind of music you want to do. And I'm going to make that happen. But to do that, I need to move in here. I need to be the Jody to your Yvette girl. I need to move up in here. So he's deciding to move in and she didn't give, I don't think she said anything, but it wasn't like a firm no or like, no, I'm not ready. Like, that's a little too much too soon. It was just like,
okay.
Did she?
I thought she just kind of shrugged it off. Like, all right.
Oh,
before she put the cigarette in her mouth.
Oh, child, baby, she chain smokes in this show like no other. She always putting a cigarette to them lips. Yeah, why is it so easy? If they chalk all of this up to her mother passing away and daddy issues, I'm gonna write the show off.
Right. They better bring it. They better come with it.
There has to be some immaculate backstory, not just for Tedros, but for her as well. He didn't have to work for anything. He didn't have to really trick her. It's just very subtle. Oh, sure. Oh, yeah. Okay, it's fine. They want us to believe that this creep is just, rocking her. Get your world rocked. I'm about to rock your world. It's rocked that hard that I can. It doesn't even seem like a lot of time has went by. So
right.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
love the shot of the friend just like, oh, this is too much. This isn't right. Everybody can sing. I mean, he just put it down, so I ain't gonna say nothing, but this doesn't feel okay, you know? And then, of course, she's only one person. As you could see, even before these people came into the picture, she had a hard time
Right.
keeping up with what, or just trying to be the wrangler per se and be her assistant. But you can tell that she is not comfortable with any of the things that are going on. I don't know
Right.
if she's realizing, like, did you just put it down on me so you could infiltrate my friend's life? Did you do all of this to, keep me busy with you on the phone and all this so I could stay out of her ear?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
I mean, since you here, let's just go back in the room.
Right. That's the tactic, the isolation tactic.
But yeah, that's just pretty much it. And of course, we end the episode with her crying and singing this song about, family, but I don't like you
Like
very
you.
much. I was like, oh, me
I like the song.
too.
Okay.
Everybody got a piece of family they don't like. But Nina, I am going to take this down and put us up here. How are you feeling about the show moving forward and about episode 3?
I'm
Or did you
hoping.
watch the trailer?
I didn't watch the preview to episode
Mm.
3, so I don't even know what's going to happen.
Mhm.
I'm looking forward to it. I guess I can say that.
Mhm.
I'm not overhyped about it. I'm not,
Yeah.
but I mean, you
Mm.
piqued my interest just a little bit.
Well, with episode 3, it's just him pretty much infiltrating her life and, taking over. And the
Mm,
management is like, who the hell is this? Like,
okay.
we're losing grips. He's like, really, he moves in, of course. But yeah, it's a lot more opportunities for us to see the Weeknd's rat tail and hopefully see the acting get a little better.
Okay.
Maybe he'll do a little bit more than pull his penis through the slip. I don't know. I don't know. I'm hoping for a little bit more. But it has been like really awesome having you. I'm gonna take
Yeah.
myself off and put you up here yet again, and put your information in here so the people know where to find you and all that good stuff. Please, if you have not yet to hit that like button, please do that.
Hey, you guys, I'm Nita the Diva. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to check out my content. I did a movie review on Transformers: The Rise of the Beast. A really good movie to me. Check out my review. I just did that. I also did sometimes I don't do episodic reviews. I may do a whole general review. So I have a few of those up. I have Succession up. I do a little reality talk, Bell Collective, Love and Marriage Huntsville. I do a little bit of it all. I do trailer reactions, just a lot of different things. So just check it out, and I'll put my handles, my Instagram and my Twitter. If you ever want to DM me or hit me up, request anything, I'll put it in the chat and in the comment section down below. Thank you for having me, Tyra.
Slow back here. Yeah, you are on all of the social medias. I need to get on something, but you guys, if Nita will have me, I would love for you to come back to this
Absolutely.
show. I think, especially with it being short, y'all, we got 4 episodes.
Yes.
That is crazy, but thank
Right.
you so much for being here. Thank you everyone in this chat. This was so funny and so fun. I'm going to
I
talk
had
to
a good
you
time.
a little bit backstage, so don't leave me just yet.
Okay.
But y'all, please hit that like button, and we will see you guys next week. Of course, I just released a video for Lyft, old school 2001 Lyft, starring Kerry Washington. Awesome. I will be of course, this Saturday doing Run the World with D Movie Man. So please pull up for that. And
Okay.
yeah, there's more content coming. Y'all know I be working hard. We are almost at 20K subscribers. So please tell a friend and tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
Yes, we are trying to get there. But thank you guys so much. And we will definitely see everybody next week.
Next week.
Mhm.